Today we are in downtown Conway, South Carolina. We're standing at the corner of 3rd Avenue and Main Street here in downtown. This is the main intersection as you come into downtown. Now what we're gonna find throughout the downtown are an array of locally owned boutique shops, businesses, and restaurants. As a matter of fact, if we look down here behind me, you're gonna see the Theater of the Republic. It's where they put on regular live productions throughout the year. They also have a youth program, which is a lot of fun. Our kids have been a part of, our friends' kids have been a part of. And you know, it's really neat to watch them go through that process and really put their hearts into their performances. And then if you look down here on 3rd Avenue, you're gonna see Rivertown Bistro. I gotta say that is hands down one of the best restaurants, actually the best restaurant in Conway, and I'm gonna place it in my top 10 restaurants throughout Horry County. If we also look back down on Main Street, on this side of the street is where you're gonna find the Trestle Bakery and Cafe. One of our favorite spots is to stop into the bakery for a cup of coffee and a pastry. If you look behind me on this side, you're gonna see the town clock and City Hall. That's the original City Hall that dates back into 1825. So if you're thinking about making a move here to Conway, South Carolina, well, you're in luck, because today we're gonna be walking and talking. I'm gonna be showing you around downtown. We're gonna take a stroll along the Riverwalk. We'll even take a driving tour through some of the neighborhood streets. And well, we're gonna be getting after it right now. Before we get started on our tour of downtown Conway, and we'll be sure to hit the Riverwalk and some of the neighborhood streets here in Conway, you know, I had to stop at one of my favorite bakeries, cafe, and that is the Trestle Bakery. Now, they actually have 2 locations. They have the little bakery, which you can see, and they also have a separate restaurant just a few doors down, but we always love to stop in there, especially with the kids, you know, get a nice sugary treat, a cup of coffee. And you can see here I am in Kingston Park. It's just a nice little park where you can come, sit down, enjoy your cup of coffee, maybe on your lunch break if you're working downtown, to come sit out here on a day like today. Now, if this is your first time to this channel and you're wanting to learn everything about living, working, playing, and living that beach lifestyle, or the Conway lifestyle, you have come to the right place. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button, tap the little bell. This way you'll be notified on all things living in Conway, South Carolina. Now, as always, before I get started, I've got to give a huge shout out to all the amazing people that we've been able to help make their move to the beach and Conway, South Carolina. That's right, I'm talking to you and you and you and you. And of course, if you too are wanting to make a smooth move here to Conway or the beach, well, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Best yet, we love those Zoom calls and having a chance to meet you. So let's get after it right now. So one of the things I really love about downtown Conway is you can see this little alleyway that I'm in. And well, the city, what they've done is they've kind of created these neat little kind of spots where you can hang out on the weekends, weekdays, whatever. So if you're in downtown and you've got the kids, you see we've got some cornhole here, some chairs set up, these really cool murals painted on the walls there. And if you look behind me on this side, you'll even see kind of a garden walk. So each of these little alleyways, they've done something just a little bit different to make it a little bit more unique, a little bit more kind of user friendly as you're hanging out downtown, give you a spot to, you know, sit down, relax, and really just enjoy all of what Conway has to offer. Okay, so now that I'm off of Main Street and 3rd Avenue in the downtown, I'm here kind of just off of those streets. It's a little quieter, and you can see behind me I'm on a historical site, actually a historical church and graveyard site that dates back, well, to the 1700s, to the Civil War. There's some gravestones that you will find that will date back into that time period of the early 1800s. It's something else. If you like to, just kind of stroll down the streets, see a little bit of history, Civil War era, you can certainly find that here. And also, you're right along the water, so you can go grab a cup of coffee at the trestle. It's gonna be a little bit busy down in the Main Street section, but then you can walk along here. It's nice and peaceful, and really just quite gorgeous. So now we're along the river walk here in downtown Conway. You see we've got this beautiful boardwalk that essentially runs along the river here in Conway, along the Waccamaw River. It's just another great spot to come hang out during the day, especially on the weekends. Bring the family, bring the kids. We usually like to bring our kids down here, in the summertime, especially when they were real little, kind of on training wheels and riding their bikes around. It's just a good spot for them to get away. It's funny, actually, there's a restaurant that I hope that we do get to hit up for lunch this afternoon. And we were eating outside. This is when my youngest, he must have been about 6 or 7 years old. And when we brought their bikes down and we're sitting outside eating, and of course we're letting them kind of ride right close by. There's kind of a nice grassy area. We said, okay, you guys can go ahead and play. And we look up, we say, my wife says, where's Andrew? It's like, he should be right here. Sure enough, he decided to just take his bike, ride down the boardwalk. We had to get his old, we were all in, hot pursuit trying to find Andrew. And if you knew my Andrew, that's exactly kind of describes him. He is a rebel for sure. So always on his own path, his own course. But there's just a great spot here to come walk. I got some fishermen that I'm coming up on here in a moment. And one thing I really love about this town too is, everyone's super friendly. When you walk by people, they're gonna acknowledge you. They're gonna greet you with a good morning, a good afternoon, a hello. How we doing? Y'all catch anything? Bunch of carp? That's all it's biting, huh? Yeah. Yeah? You got them all. You got the mamas and the daddies, huh? All right. Have a good one. We've got these shade trees along this walk, so you probably noticed some of the sweat beads on my head. It's really not that hot out today, but it is humid. So when we talk about heat and humidity is sometimes where it's really at. Even when I was just sitting out enjoying my cup of coffee earlier this morning, I was starting to sweat just due to the humidity. So another nice thing about this river walk here is you're just going to see all these live oak trees that are literally hundreds of years old. They're massive, they're beautiful, but the best part is they provide a lot of shade. So we certainly have to thank anyone from 100 years ago who might have purposely planted those for our own enjoyment, for our own shade. I think there's kind of a quote that I heard recently, and I'm going to completely botch it, but something about a wise man, old man who knows the selfless act of planting the seed of a shade tree, knowing that he'll never sit under the shade of that tree, but he plants it for the future, for the generation ahead of him. Really like that one. Kind of touches me a little bit. So as we continue our journey here along the river walk, you can see it's just a nice, quiet, peaceful day out for sure. The tranquility of the river and the birds whistling, and it's just another beautiful Conway day. This is a great spot. where if you're in the downtown section, again, so many great restaurants and shopping you can do there. But at the same time, you know, if you're working in downtown, live in downtown, this is just a wonderful spot to come hang out and relax. So as we move forward, we'll go check out some of those neighborhoods. You know, as I may have mentioned, what's uniquely different about the neighborhood streets of downtown is you're going to find some of those homes that date back to the, you know, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. You know, they're going to have a lot more character to them. You know, the architectural design are going to be a lot more, you know, unique than really kind of the, you know, Myrtle Beach and what I call the suburbs of Myrtle Beach are really kind of the makeup are, you know, cookie cutter type neighborhoods. And not that there's necessarily anything wrong with those type of neighborhoods. You can find some, you know, some great homes and some great neighborhoods for sure. But if you're looking for something that's just, you know, a little bit more established, maybe has a little bit more unique architecture and design to it, has those tree-lined streets, you know, of trees that have been around. Like I said, some of these oak trees are well over 100 years old, several hundred years old. And that's what we're going to find as we go in downtown. What's really neat about it as well is we're also going to find some homes there, you know, that people have purchased over the past, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. And of course, up until recently, and have really completely renovated them, even some of the historic home sites. You know, I normally don't take you by one particular home because there are so many homes available for us to see in any, you know, given neighborhood. But there is one home that has really caught my eye that is part of the historical registry, and we will go take a look at that. So let's go ahead. You can see I've got the sweat dripping down my face here. You know, I always do try and come a little prepared with a little napkin because it's a humid day here for sure. So let's go get in the car, let's go get in some AC, and let's go cruise around the neighborhoods. Okay, we've got the AC on full blast, cooling down a little bit. Let's go for a ride. So if you're looking for homes in the downtown Conway area, you're going to find those at a median price point of about $340,000. And you're going to see through the driving tour of the unique differences of each of these homes. Now, once you get just outside of the downtown area, kind of the surrounding area in Conway, outside of downtown, that's where you certainly start to find a bit more affordable housing. The median price point right now is at about $275,000, and that's going to get you about 1,500 to 1,700 heated square feet for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath style home with a 2-car garage on about a 1/4 acre lot. The home that I wanted to show you today, that again, I usually don't show one particular home because we are in a here today, gone tomorrow type market, but I did want to show you a home here in downtown that is on the National Historic Registry. It was built in 1927. It has 7 bedrooms to it. It's over 7,000 square feet, and you're gonna find it right here behind me. So it's a pretty impressive home here in downtown Conway. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of these homes in downtown are gonna average around $340,000. This particular home is at an impressive $2 million to get into that home. But certainly kind of something unique that you're gonna find down here. You know, again, you can find homes, you know, as low as, you know, in the $100,000 price point, but they certainly can get up into this $800,000, $900,000 and into $2 million for a home like this. You can see the impressive oak trees all around it. Another thing that I mentioned quite a bit about downtown Conway are these impressive oak trees that are hundreds of years old. So let's keep on moving along and see what else we have to offer. So if Conway, South Carolina feels like it's the right fit for you, it feels like home to you, well, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us that email. Best yet, schedule the Zoom call. We'd love to meet you. My team and I will do everything we can to help you find the right place here in Conway. And well, until next time, I look forward to seeing you in Conway.